Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of interesting people for you to meet as you travel around, but some of these people are more interesting than others. And by interesting, we mean some of the strangest people we've ever encountered in our entire lives. For example, what the hell, this person? Huh? I'm not sure I want to know. If you do, however, watch on for the 7 weirdest weirdos you can find in Hyrule, and if you're worried about spoilers, we will be avoiding big story spoilers, but do mind spoilers for some side quests. You remember Koltin from Breath of the Wild, right? Creepy weirdo in a balloon who was way too into monsters and their parts. Well, Tears of the Kingdom reveals he has a brother who is just as weird. Maybe weirder. Koltin's sibling Koltin also has an unusual obsession, but instead of monsters, his is about Satori, the mystical lord of the mountain, who will help point out nearby caves to you if you offer up some fruit at a cherry blossom tree. Koltin is so enamoured by Satori that he wants to become like Satori himself, and his method for doing this is shoving special bubble gems down his gob like a kid at an all-you-can-eat candy buffet. Are those even edible? I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Such is his obsession that you must go and collect as many bubble gems as possible for him to scarf down his gullet. So off you trot to all the caves in Hyrule, searching for bubble frogs to shoot, which feels mean seeing as they just sort of flop around and shoot slow-moving bubbles at you. He does at least reward you for your efforts, giving you new clothes based on Satori, and hang on, is this all the monster gear I bought from Koltin in Breath of the Wild? Have you two weirdos been going through my things? That's it, once we get Hyrule Castle back, we're putting locks on all the doors. There are loads of colourful characters in Hyrule, some of them literally because they're dressed up as weird mushrooms. This is down to the work of Cece, a designer who has set up shop in her Xtra No village. And when you finally get over there, you realise that, oh boy, she's kind of weird. We love a flamboyant character, and Cece certainly is that, but we're not sure her fixation on mushrooms is exactly healthy. Sure, eating mushrooms is good for you, but featuring them on every piece of clothing and shoving statues of them all over the village without permission is a bit much, if you ask us. And as much as we adore her posing every 5 seconds when you're talking to her, we're also not keen on her conflict management style being, let's challenge the person I'm mad at to an election. Whoa, maybe we could, talk about it? Hey, he might be a fun guy. As you play through the mayoral election side mission, everyone does eventually make up, and Xtra No village is all the better for it. But that's not before you discover that Cece sneaks off into a nearby windmill at midnight every night to secretly chow down on vegetables. And why does she hide the fact that she enjoys eating healthy veggies? Apparently, she's worried that she might ruin her fancy schmancy reputation by liking something so humble and rustic as a carrot. Cece, I think not liking vegetables when your entire line is based on mushrooms would be a lot weirder. Players of Breath of the Wild will no doubt be familiar with the Kochi dye shop run by Sayge, where you could go and get Link's clothes dyed by being dunked into a big vat while holding different coloured things. Which, for all I know, is how clothes are normally dyed. In Tears of the Kingdom, Sayge is back, and just as weird as ever, still looking entirely too much like Pennywise the Clown, and not helping his case with his choice of wordplay. If he offers you a balloon, don't take it, is all I'm saying. The Kochi dye shop is also the only place where you can get the brand new fabric rework service, where for a small fee, Sayge will take any fabrics you earn in the game and put them on your paraglider for you. And how does this process work? By shoving you in the chimney and shooting you hundreds of feet into the air, of course. I'm not sure about painting the town red, but I will probably paint your roof red when I smash into it and shatter all my bones. Thanks, Sayge.
Ah.
Head to the Foothill stable in Eldin and you'll be met with an interesting view. We're not talking about the majestic Death Mountain, which the stable sits at the bottom of, but the rather less majestic bunch of dudes standing around in their underwear. Chat to one of these nearly nude lads and you'll discover that these are members of the Zonal survey team, and they see their lack of armour, or any clothing at all, as a sign of their toughness, proving that they can survive anything. So a bunch of dudes are just gonna get naked to prove how manly they are. Oh no, wait, that tracks. Not only that, but they also reckon that Princess Zelda herself told them to do it. Oh, so a bunch of dudes are just gonna get naked because a pretty lady told them to. Oh yeah, no wait, that also tracks. Chatting to other folks at the stable, the ladies aren't best pleased, with poor Gail having to steer clear so she doesn't have to see a bunch of dudes cutting about in their undies. And Bissy, a female member of the Zonal survey team who turned up after these dudes were told to strip, doesn't think it makes much sense either, sensibly choosing not to copy these weirdos. Without giving too much away, this partial nudity is of course all down to a case of mistaken identity, as the real Zelda would never tell anyone who works for her to come unprepared. If you like, you can take on their armourless challenge to prove that Link is the greatest hero of Hyrule, but of course Link would never be as foolish as to turn up naked. I honestly thought better of you, Link. Everyone loves a good karaoke night. You get to stretch your vocal muscles, sing some good songs, and have everyone surrender their stuff to you because your voice is so hauntingly beautiful they think that you're a powerful supernatural being who will murder them if they don't. Or at least that's apparently how it works in Hyrule, as you'll discover if you pick up the Potential Princess Sightings questline. Head over to the Highland Stable in Farron and you'll find your bird buddy Pen, dutifully investigating a spooky voice coming from the nearby field. Only heard at night, this mysterious voice has really given everyone the heebie-jeebies, including your usually brave pal Pen. But push through your fear and you'll discover unsettling words emanating from the nearby well. Oh, spooky. Maybe we should do what everyone else did. Chuck our weapons in the well and run away? We have a manual save? Bad luck, Link. We're going in. Drop down into the well and you'll discover that there is no curse or spell or anything else that the locals were terrified of. Instead, it's just a lady singing, making the most of the great acoustics. Sagessa here was actually singing a cute song about a fox in a storm and staying warm, rather than arms and harm, but her words were distorted as they left the well. Which, you know, fine and good, mystery solved, but we still have some questions for you, Sagessa. One, you knew people were throwing down their weapons, so why did you not go to the nearby stable and ask why? Two, why did you only sing at night, the spookiest and arguably most dangerous time to go down wells? And three, why have you been singing the exact same 2 lines from a song every night over and over again?
Hang, hang, hang. Hang, hang, hang.
Lady, you need to widen your repertoire. No one's going to invite you to karaoke if you choose the same song 5 times in a row. I have a solid rule in life, and that rule is, don't make deals with demonic-looking statues that show any sign of intelligence. Now, you may have come across the bargainer statues in the depths who will trade you items in return for pose, but there is another kind of bargain-making statue that makes a return from Breath of the Wild. After local cleaner Jerin accidentally knocks a hole in the walls under Lookout Landing, you'll discover that in the tunnels to Hyrule Castle lies a creepy horned statue that calls out to you. This is the same horned statue you could find in Hateno Village in Breath of the Wild, and chatting to it reveals a creature constantly punished by the goddess Hylia for trading life for money, to the point where it has just spent a considerable amount of time stuck in a pond with only fish for company. This creep then introduces itself to you, the first person they've spoken to in years, by stealing some of your life essence. Bit of free advice, mate. This is not how you make a good impression with Hylians, or, you know, anything with life essence. The statue ends the conversation abruptly after this with a laugh. And that's it. Conversation over, and you're down a heart. Or so you might think, because chatting to it again gives you an interesting choice. Get a heart back or swap it for a chunk of stamina. What this little stone face actually offers is pretty good. For a cost of 20 rupees, you can swap out some health for stamina or vice versa. So if you clicked the wrong choice at a goddess statue, you can easily fix your error for a small fee. What isn't good is the convoluted, unsettling way it does it, buying your essence off you for 100 rupees and selling you another essence for 120 rupees, giving off bad vibes the entire time. So it comes across less as a tool for you to change your mind and more like Link is making a literal deal with the devil every time he makes use of this feature. Which, I know it has horns, but come on, so do sheep. They don't want to bargain with your souls. Or do they? Something to keep an eye on. Turns out, evil statues aren't the only thing returning to Hyrule from Breath of the Wild. There's also an evil clan whose only goal in life is to kill Link and Zelda. Thanks, Nintendo! You can find a bunch of these Yiga clan members wandering the surface in disguise, just waiting to try and beat you up.
Ha!
Head down into the depths, however, and you'll find the one Yiga clan member who is weirder than all of them, and that's their leader, Master Kohga. This dude not only has his own cheer routine as his introduction, but it seems his hatred for Link has only grown since being cast into the depths by Link in Breath of the Wild. That being said, being punted into a dark pit filled with nothing but gloom and evil monsters would be enough to make you mad at anyone. I take his point. To be fair to Link, he only chucked Kohga down there to stop him from murdering him and Zelda, but what's done is done, and now Master Kohga is looking to use Zonal technology to finish his attempt at Linkicide. But honestly, nothing is funnier than just standing back and watching him angrily try and fail to activate the Zonal seals. Dude, if it didn't work the first 375 times, it's not going to work the next 375 times. Without spoiling any surprises, you do end up fighting him multiple times in the depths, with him attacking you in various murderous contraptions. Some of these killing machines are so dark and malicious and covered in spikes that we can't believe anyone would think them up in the first place. Imagine building death machines like that. I mean, what kind of a mind would ever... Oh, that was horrible. Wait, does that mean that Link is the biggest weirdo in Hyrule? Oh god, I got a lot to think about. While I recover from that shocking revelation, why don't you share some of the weirdest NPCs you've met in Hyrule in the comments below, and maybe we'll go hunt them down and make another video being like, look at these weirdos. What is up with, what is their whole deal? Their whole deal is really weird. That's what it is. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please do give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to help us even further, we've got a lovely Patreon where you can join our Discord and chat with lots of lovely people and ask us loads of questions. But in the meantime, have fun in Hyrule, and we'll see you next time. Bye.